So why isn't rehabilitation process complete without guaranteeing a victim's livelihoods? When you look at the vehicle, it's beautiful, it's new, it's perhaps it has everything in it, but the only thing missing is tires. That is how, to me, rehabilitation feels like. It looks like a vehicle without tires in it. So that is how rehabilitation without livelihood is like you driving a car without tires. You cannot move on. This vehicle has all the rehabilitation perspectives. In ACTV, we have components of medical, mental health, legal, and social or psychosocial. But unfortunately, the medical and the mental health may be well packaged for the client. But if there is no livelihood that drives the lives of the client does not move on. And what we've experienced here at ACTV, when the medical doctors prescribe treatment for the client, and this client has completely lost their livelihoods, they can't have access to food, and the doctor is saying, please take this food after you've eaten. And the client comes back to me, a social worker. No, how can this doctor give me this medicine? I cannot take it. That means adherence to treatment plan is broken. The clients cannot swallow that medicine when they don't have access to food. Equally with the mental health team, they cannot offer counseling sessions to a homeless person. The worries cannot go away. That's lack of sleep, the nightmares, coupled with sleeping outside, with the bad weather of rain, with thefts. You cannot offer counseling to such a person. The client is supported and they become self-reliant. However much impairment they have received, whether they have been disabled, whether they have been mentally damaged, this self-reliance helps this client to improve on their mental health ability, to cope with that situation. And some of the lessons learned is that being self-reliant helps survivors to cope. It helped rebuild the community, and the community began to also support the survivors and also help them create markets for their products, for their goods, and also survivors became productive again in their communities. This gives us, the service providers, the joy that we have some big lessons that we learned from that first project. And also through that project, it helped ACTV to integrate livelihoods into our programming. And right now, livelihoods is among the 5 strategic pillars of ACTV. That's a big step.
So it's very different from what media have presented, that the torture victim or traumatized war victim, they are just a burden of society. And they just take the social welfare and they don't do the job. It is not true, because based on also our study group is quite small, that we are able to follow up these 44 patients. But I still say that there's a group of patients that receive multidisciplinary treatment and they are able to have much better life later. I would like to show when we spend a lot of resources to treat the traumatized torture victim or war victim or rape victims, and it seems very costly for the program at the beginning, and that's what has been argued by the donor all the time, that so little effect and so much resource. But we did the cost-benefit analysis at the individual and family level. We find that yes, it's it's costly, and but the income they have been generate will be outbalance this investment that the resource we put in rehabilitation. But for long-term perspective, for the economic integration in terms of increase of employment wage and productivity, it is very promising. As we can see that from our outcome, that in 3 years, that the patient will be able to outbalance the resource we have put into the rehabilitation program, and at the family level as well. And for resource limit setting in Kosovo, that will take a bit longer time, up to 5 years. Therefore, the economic integration is an important post-conflict recovery policy and the rehabilitation strategy, which should be prioritized.
So in Nepal, we have found more than 90% of process victims and their families who are getting services from us, they belong to the lower economic condition. And particularly the female population has less opportunity to participate in financial activities. That has a lot of impact in their overall empowerment. And the livelihood income generating program anticipated sustainability, the well-being of process victims and their family members. So that's why we thought, including this livelihood component in our ongoing program. So how we selected the person? All the person we selected were women, and they were, either experienced torture themselves. That also includes sexual and gender-based violence, or the family members, or their husbands who were killed or missing or have injured during the conflict. Certainly, they were, selected because of their vulnerability, particularly on their poor livelihood and economic status, due to which women alone being, the breadwinner for the families and their husband, either missed or killed. In the case of injured husband, women even had to manage their regular expenses for the health treatment. So that's why, they had lots of, the additional responsibilities. Few of the women who participating in our program, they are from the field labor and they don't have any land for the cultivation and have to depend on the labor work for hand to mouth. So the approach we adopted for this program is, first we selected the women and we organized 3 days training to educate them the various options to get involved in this livelihood, the projects. And we also developed the business plan for each of them, where we clearly identify what their contribution will be and what the organization and the program can support, because we want to make this combined effort. So our counselors who are based in the community, they met these women several times, in fact, to empower and to motivate them to get engaged in this program, and also, the linking with the other resources available in the community. So we have 21 women engaged in this program. And 17 of them have selected for these livestock farming like pigs and goat farming, and 2 of them have the kind of cosmetic shops and tailoring. So to execute their business plan, we have TPO. We engaged from the very beginning in consultation with them. We are not providing them the cash, but we are supporting them to maintain their shared farmhouse. The cost of labor has been paid, the buying of material and bringing them to their houses, such as, the transportation costs were paid by TPO Nepal. To ensure their ownership in this program, they were also responsible to buy a livestock like goat and pigs, whatever they have selected to be, the partner. So this is the very initial program that we are approaching. So we don't have very concrete result at this point of time, but we have seen some preliminary, the response and the changes in the women. Some of the women, they expressed their happiness to our team, and they appreciate that we have brought this component together with the psychosocial and mental health support. They also appreciated that TPO Nepal recognized this need because many projects, they don't cover this component. And during the follow-up visit at their home by our counselors, the women and even their family members expressed their happiness and committed that they will continue their livelihood work, but also would like to expand in the days to come. And one of the statement that I would like to share with the team from one of the women, she said, like, I'm very happy that I got the opportunity of livelihood program from TPO Nepal. Me and many of us have never got an opportunity to participate in this type of support before. None of the other gave us priority.
Nous voulons dire ceci au sujet de moyens de subsistance qui sont vraiment nécessaires dans le processus de réhabilitation. Donc, nous savons qu'il y a notamment le paquet économique, il y a le paquet médical, le paquet psychologique et juridique. Mais vous remarquerez que le paquet moyen de subsistance, en fait, c'est comme si c'est relégué au second plan. Et pourtant, ici chez nous, ce que nous savons, la population vit avec moins de $1 par jour. Et si quelqu'un est victime de la torture, il est arrêté, il est mis dans la prison ou dans le cachot. Là, c'est les lieux de torture, c'est le mouroir comme on le dit. Et quand il est arrêté, quand il subit des tortures, il est comme une vache à lait. C'est-à-dire que les responsables des prisons, les responsables qui s'occupent des cachots, c'est une occasion pour eux pour soutirer de l'argent à la victime de torture. Et c'est ce que nous disons que avec l'acte de torture, la victime sort vraiment appauvrie. Et en arrivant dans la prison, dans le cachot, avant de mettre pied, pour ne pas subir la torture, on lui exige encore de payer $50 à titre de location. Voilà ce qu'on fait. Tout cela, c'est pour appauvrir davantage la victime de torture. Et chaque jour, la victime est obligée de payer $1 américain. Donc, pour raison des bougies, soit 2000 francs congolais. Et pour sa libération, soit provisoire, soit définitive, on exige encore une importante somme d'argent que la victime et même sa famille ne sont pas à mesure de trouver. Et la victime ou encore sa famille sont obligés de s'endetter à l'extérieur. Et quand on passe la nuit torse nu, donc on sort de la prison tellement affaibli. Et cela fait que la victime de la torture, pour qu'elle contribue à sa société, il faut, disons, le principe le dit, il faut qu'il retrouve sa situation d'avant la torture, ou encore meilleur que ça. Or déjà, il est appauvri. Comment va-t-il contribuer au développement de sa société? Il n'a rien, il n'a absolument rien, sa famille n'a plus rien. C'est-à-dire que ce paquet-là, moyen économique, c'est un paquet très nécessaire. Et tout le monde s'attend à recevoir cela.